Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Check it out. Got another cool old school scanner to check out today with you. This is the Uniden Bearcat BC895XLT. It is a trunk tracker model. Now, for the longest time, scanners were just analog scanners. They did nothing other than receive signals as they came out and scan through a variety of frequencies very rapidly. However, sometime around 1990-ish, I'm guessing on that, I think it was somewhere around there, they did switch over to trunk tracking. That is where departments went and they would skip. It would skip from frequency to frequency, so you'd catch part of a conversation and then not the other half. However, if you had access to the frequencies in a device like this, you were able to follow that signal. Also used in races, like NASCAR races, things like that, but mostly for law enforcement, EMTs, that kind of stuff. That technology is still in use in some places, although it is really starting to fade away now and has been replaced more with your digital style of signal. I think it's like the D25. There's a phase 2, like there's a bunch of stuff that you'll have to figure out if you want to get into really modern scanning. But this has still got a lot of use out of it. Sometime back I looked at a Radio Shack model. This one is a little bit of a step up from that, being a little bit higher line. And you can see here we have step, aux, dim, weather alert, and alert for weather. So weather channels are part of it. Send, I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to look. Hold, limit, screen and auto, scan and manual, primary, trunk, data, CT, CSS, delay, and L/L. Again, I'm not sure. I don't have the manual for this. So I'm not sure what all of them do. But we have a line out and an external speaker out on the front. I would imagine an external speaker would be perfect for listening through earphones. Of course, it has to have a data pad here for direct entry. And then we have frequency or channel select, lock, squelch, on-off volume, and let's see here, A through J, which you can see also have numbers listed underneath them. Frequency and channel, it has a little light to it. And then, of course, we have a manual dial as well. Ooh, it's got a nice click to it. I like that. This one also comes with nice stands underneath and a top-firing speaker. On the back of this, there's not a whole lot going on. We do have a B&C connector, 12-volt inlet, an aux port. I don't know what that would be for, if that's an audio out. I'm not sure what that is. And then it says remote, so I don't know if there was a remote control available for this. I'm not sure. I'll have to do more research on this. I just picked this one up not too long ago. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about what that would be used for, but it does have a coverage. Well, U.S. patent coverage. I thought it would be frequency covered. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Hopefully it will. There we go. Look at that. And it's rocking and rolling through there. And we can turn data on and off. I'll go ahead and turn it on. You can see it's on scan. We'll go to frequency. And we're going to go to scan. And it's rolling. You can see we can manually pick a channel. And we can, I mean, there's a lot here, but that's a nice clear thing. We have FM, CT, CSS. So depending on what frequency we're going to go to, and let's see here, if I want to change frequencies, I should be able to do so. Let's see here. Let's go into weather. There's the weather channels there. Cool. So I'll tell you what we're going to do, because this is a pretty nice little rig. Let me go ahead and plug this thing into, I've got a Tram, I think it's a 1499 or a 1422. It is a nice discone scanner antenna. It's up about 25 feet, and we should be able to pick up something, I don't know what, but something with this thing. So let's go ahead and plug it in. I will pull up also like the frequencies that are in use in my area, and we'll see if we can punch in something analog just so you can hear it. But overall, it's a really nice looking radio. Well, before I do that, let's just talk about these things in general. You know, a lot of people think that since digital radio has become the thing when it comes to police and EMT and emergency services in general, that these things no longer have a purpose, but that's not true. They still pick up FRS, GMRS, 2-meter, business band, and of course anything analog that's up there in the frequencies that your local law enforcement or EMS or public service is using. In my case, like the dump, right? And trash trucks. Those things don't need to be digital, and they're not. How about bus drivers? They also do not need to have digital, and they're not. And so public services, maintenance crews, things like that, the little radios they're carrying around or the radios they have in their truck are often going to still be analog. So there's a lot out there that you can just pick up if you're interested in listening in on what's going on in town, right? Okay, I'm going to pause the camera. We'll head over there and let's see what we can find. We're going to go to manual here. I've got a signal, or hopefully a channel I can punch in here. So let's see if I can do this right. One. And in order to actually have this be fun for you guys, I'd probably have to go ahead and program in the many channels that I have and just let it roll. With the other unit that I have, that's exactly what I've done. I put probably 100 frequencies in. And I'll let it go through and it works, but it's a pretty nice little unit overall. I might actually hang on to this one. You have a lock number, squelch here. I'll turn the volume down. There we go. That is a good long ways away from here, but it's still analog. It is Sheriff Dispatch from Holston Mountain in Carteret County. Well, you got to hear at least one little signal from a local sheriff dispatch. And, if I sat here long enough, we could hear a whole lot more. If I took the time to program this thing, we could hear a whole lot more. My point is for, $25 or less, maybe, actually a unit like this probably worth more, $35 to $40, I'd say, if you found it at a yard sale. Of course, if you're going to buy this thing on eBay, it's going to cost you $55, $60. And for that price, that's not a bad radio at all. Comparatively, let's scan up here. This is a modern digital scanner, and this thing is painfully expensive. Used, I paid over $300 for it. That's a Uniden Bearcat, and I'm going to definitely make some videos on it. But I'll tell you what, programming that thing makes you want to cry yourself to sleep at night. So I don't particularly care for the digital world that we're living in, but if you want to hear it all, and ever since Hurricane Helene, I've kind of felt compelled to hear it all. Well, you got to invest in something like that. In fact, they have an even fancier model that's $1,000. Holy cow. Crazy. Anyway, that'll do it for today, my friends. Take care.